Releasing, surrender into the present moment. Just being present. So now I'm going to ask you to lead us in that, all right? And what we just did, okay? And see if you can just let it be real easy for yourself. Don't make it hard. There's no perfection in it.
So you just want your feet parallel, and you can slowly just begin to release yourself. The knees relax.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
And you can bend the knees. You don't want the ankles going outwards or inwards. Just keep the knees over the ankles. And then you can start to release the neck. And let the head go. And you're not stretching the hamstrings. You can have the belly over the thighs. And breathe.
And bring us out.
Okay, you can slowly begin to lift up with the knees bent. You keep the head down until you reach the very top. And you can slowly lift it up. Only once you're standing.
Did that feel good? Did you enjoy it as you were leading it?
Yeah, I did.
Good. That's the important thing. Did you enjoy your meditation as you were leading it?
I did.
It was excellent. I enjoyed it.
It didn't come out exactly how I thought it was going to come out, but I think I covered the main ideas.
Was there something that you can be specific about that you feel like you missed?
Oh, I just wish I would have gone a little bit slower once we were sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what I was talking about. I knew how it felt for me. I knew how to talk it through for the most part. But I did need a few more cues to keep myself in line while I was teaching it.
I see. Can you summarize for Sarah? Because Sarah came in like halfway through, right? Halfway through the meditation that she was leading. Can you summarize for Sarah what you were doing?
I was trying to create an awareness of our internal core and allow people to have the experience of energy moving up and down their core, and then opening the crown chakra and allowing the energy to come out, and then feeling divine energy come back in. The chakra crown is our vehicle for connection with the divine. That was the basic idea.
So, Julie, what did she do that she didn't describe just now?
The bandhas. She engaged all of the bandhas, which I really liked because I have to say I don't spend enough time on bandhas. Sometimes I'll say, and if you're not sure what your Mula Bandha is, it's a bit like a Kegel.
Right.
I'll say I have a lot of women in my class, but I have some men. And I did some research, and it's just as important for men to be able to engage their Mula Bandha, which is something that I kind of wondered about. And it really is just as important for men.
It is, because it's supposed to be a preventive for prostate.
Right.
To begin to engage the muscular support system in that area and draw it in and up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what she did when she talked about the different energy centers? Did it make sense to you?
Yeah.
So she said Mula Bandha,
Uddiyana Bandha.
she said Uddiyana Bandha, and then she said Jalandhara Bandha. So the three. Did you use the word Sushumna?
I did not.
I didn't think so.
I would have.
You
that
kept
would have
talking
been
about
great.
the core, but you never said Sushumna. And that is what the core is called. But it is, you can visualize it the way you describe, like a cylinder with the double helix, with the energy moving left, right, up and up and up. Sarah, you're familiar with this Kundalini philosophy, this sort of idea of the energy moving up through the chakras and really coming to the crown of the head.
Yes, but not the vocabulary.
Not the vocabulary.
Not the language, but the concept.
Okay. So You know, to me it's chilly. I don't think we need these windows open.
Well, I'll close it.
Thank you, thank you.
Sure.
So the vocabulary is very interesting. What is the root bandha called? Does anybody know? What is it called? Mula bandha. So the chakra itself is called Muladhara, Dajra. That's the that's the energy center. But the bandha is called Mula bandha.
Good.
Mula means root. So Julie, when you're working in your classes and you say engage the root chakra, do you engage Mula bandha?
Yes, I do.
Mula
And
bandha.
if I have some new students, I'll say, if you're not sure what that is.
They'll
It's
explain.
like a Kegel, you're engaging the pelvic floor muscles. And,
Bandha means lock.
Yeah,
Bandha means a lock.
Means what?
A lock. A bandha is a lock. Banda. Bandha.
It's a lock?
Mula bandha. Yes.
A lock,
It's a lock.
as in lock.
Like a lock and key. Yes.
Okay.
So you're actually locking it in the sense that you're engaging the muscles and just kind of like holding it there, which you did very well. You said just keep holding it. And you can keep breathing while you're holding it. So let's go over that. Let's come a little closer. I'm really glad that we're here together today. I'm sorry Abigail had to leave. She came and she said she dropped her coffee first of all, and she said, "I'm sick. I don't feel good. I got to go home."
Stressed.
Right, and then Jenny, you know, she did email us today. She'll be here Wednesday, but she couldn't come today. So come on over here.
I don't want to block the.
Oh, you don't want to block that. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we are.
I'm also the technician today.
Okay,
Oh, is
we're
everything is
recording
bumped
this.
backwards?
We're recording this for Aviva, who's another one of our students, but she's Orthodox Jewish, so she doesn't come on Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
So there's all kinds of things at play, but here we are.
I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled.
I'm so
To be
glad
all-
you're here.
I'm so happy.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you showed up. She was so beautiful. When I said, "Will you teach her that?" She said, "You bet. Of course I will. I'd go anywhere." Or something to that effect. I don't know why you love me so much, and I love you so
And
much.
she was tough on me because I was kind of like type A off the walls when I started.
Right. She didn't
That was
want to
a long-
meditate.
That was a long time ago.
She
And now I
absolutely
teach
refused
now I
to
teach
meditate.
meditation.
And
Oh,
now
that
she's
sounds
doing
fun.
meditation. And I
Because I
remember
do
you
run
saying,
into those people.
what?
Oh, you know, when you have a yoga class. Oh, I'm not into that meditation. I don't
Exactly.
like yoga. I can't sit still. I just can't do it. And
Right.
then I just kind of go like, okay, well, take a calisthenics class. I just give up. I mean, so you're.
It does take time.
It's good not to
It takes
give
time.
up. It's good
Yeah.
to say, well, even if you take 3 breaths and consider that a meditation, or even if you count to 10 and consider that a meditation, instead of, okay, don't do it at all. So in other words, you give them an alternative.
Yeah.
They say, I can't meditate. You say, this isn't even meditation. This is just counting. You know,
Yeah.
this is just
just-
always
yeah.
find another way of
I always
saying.
take just the attitude of, well, it's not for everybody. Like, you go your way, I'll go my way. Maybe your way is some other way, but it doesn't
But
seem to be yoga
ultimately-
because you don't like to meditate. But,
Right.
but
But ultimately, it is for everybody. And you, as a teacher, you know that. They don't know that. You know that.
oh, interesting.
So, in a way, ultimately, it is for everybody.
Yeah.
But only somebody that's experienced it knows that or realizes that, which you do because you meditate, right?
I mean, I realize that yoga is for me, but I have never had the opinion, although that doesn't mean I'm close to that idea,
Uh-huh.
but I've never felt it's for everybody. Although maybe it is. Like, I've always felt like it was only for certain people,
Uh-huh.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it means union, right? It means union, and so it's a connection with everyone. So I mean, when I say it's for everybody, I don't mean everybody's going to necessarily run after it or look for it or whatever. I just mean for somebody that practices yoga, I think the understanding begins to creep in that basically we are all connected, and that's what union is.
It's true.
And when you said meditation, and I said it's for everybody, I think meditation, even if you forget about the stretches, but meditation is for everybody because I think infants meditate. I think young people daydream. I think teenagers daydream. I think even adults still daydream. So there's all kinds of ways of thinking about meditation. In our best moments, we're sort of in a meditative state. All of a sudden, we recognize something that we never recognized before. All of a sudden, a window opens. and we're much more alert, we're much more alive. It's almost like a window opens, and before that window opened, you were sort of half asleep. But a window opens and you're like, wow, I'm alive. This is it. This is the experience of being alive, of yoga.
Oprah calls them aha moments.
An aha moment. Yes,
And
an
you just-
aha moment. Yeah. So let's, Florence, I want you to lead us in engaging the root bandha, standing.
Standing, okay.
Yeah, and I want you to use all the language that you know. Use the word Sushumna, use the word Mula Bandha.
Okay.
So pretend like we're a class of beginners. We've never done what you're talking about.
Can we use the wall?
I don't
Or
know, it's up
you
to
want
you.
to just stay loose in the room?
I think it loosen the room.
Okay, so let's take our mountain pose, Tadasana first. Let's start in our home base. We're gonna ground where you're gonna be aware of where our feet touch the ground. We're grounding, we're grounded. Our knees are not locked. Just let's just take a big breath, a big yogic breath, settle in a little bit.
Okay, before you go any further, is there something that you can let go, some effort that you can let go, Florence, you personally?
Yes, indeed.
You just did it.
Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, because you were being imitated, whether you realize it.
Of course, yes.
So you want to point out to us what you were doing?
Yes, I have been rotating my arms in Tadasana for quite some time now,
Which she learned in yoga.
which I learned in yoga, which feels open to me, open and welcoming.
Ta-da!
Oh, ta-da! Exactly. But as Gail has helped me become more aware of an internal core or the Sushumna,
Mhm.
this is kind of makes me more aware of external part of my body rather than internal.
Right. So it's a distraction
Yes.
to the internal focus.
Correct.
So I've suggested that she let it go, and besides, it's also become a habit.
Unfortunately. Okay, so now that we've released everything other than that lovely Sushumna rising up and down in our core, to engage our Muladhara Bandha, our Mula Bandha, just the Mula Bandha, not the Muladhara chakra, because chakras you can't actually engage, they're not muscular, but the bandhas are.
Right.
We're going to contract our pelvic floor, we're going to squeeze the perineum, like a Kegel exercise, or like you're trying not to pee and you're running to the bathroom. However you can find that, you really want to engage that root area of the torso. And if you have found it, great. Hang on to it and take some breaths. It should feel, and it's where our energy source is going to be coming from. It should be energizing. It is very local to the root chakra, which is the color red, which is also an energetic color. If you want to envision some red in that area to enhance it, you could try bending your knees a little bit more and re-engaging it, and then straightening your legs and hanging on to it. Does everybody feel like they have a sense of what we're talking about?
That helped, asking to bend the knees and then lift even more.
Mhm.
That was helpful,
Mhm.
wasn't it?
Mhm. You can almost use it as a lift.
It is a lift.
It
It
is.
should be a lift, yes.
It
If
is.
it's engaged, then you've initiated the dynamic energy flow because you have energy rooting through your legs and coming up through your core.
Right. So you're rooted, but at the same time, you have the energy moving back up in the other direction, and they go together. Okay, so that worked for me. So, Sarah, do you want to see if you can describe how to engage this bandha? Do you know the name of it? It's called, this chakra is, what's this chakra called? The third chakra,
The third chakra, I'm sorry.
Manipura.
Thank
It's
you.
okay, you
What's
don't
it
have to
called?
be sorry.
Manipura.
Manipura, Manipura, Manipura.
The solar plexus area.
The solar plexus area is called the Manipura.
Alright.
The bandha is called Uddiyana bandha.
Which is the bandha meaning the chakra,
The root,
the root.
The bandha meaning the lock.
Lock in that area.
Okay, so,
So
every
the lock in the solar plexus area is called Uddiyana. So use that Uddiyana bandha. Uddiyana.
the solar
Uddiyana.
plexus, which is up here though, right?
This is the solar plexus.
Oh, really?
Below the rib cage, right? Between the
Kind of where the
two-
rib cage separates, right in that triangle area. Yes.
Yes. Would you rather listen to somebody else
No,
describe
I'm
it
willing to do
first? Are you willing to try?
No, I'm willing to do it.
Okay, good. Go
One
for it.
degree or another. Alright, so let's just get our energy down to the bottoms of our feet. And just get a sense of your weight. Okay? And try to have your weight evenly distributed along the bottom surface of your feet. Okay? And let's pull our navel up and in and let our hips tilt forward. Okay, and bring your navel towards your spine. Okay, and just focus on that point. Okay, and release. Okay, breathe in. Now when you breathe out, let's pull our navel in towards our spine, tilt our pelvis forward, and just focus on that point where the navel is headed towards the spine, and release. Breathe out as you release, okay? Get yourself centered. Think about the bottoms of your feet again. Get your weight evenly distributed across the entire bottom of your feet, okay? And then alright, breathe in. As you breathe out, pull your navel in and up towards your spine, and breathe out, tilt your pelvis forward. Okay, hold. And take 3 deep breaths. As you breathe out, pull the navel in and up. 2. And 3.
Okay. So what do you think? What do you think about how she described it? Did it confuse you? Did it make sense?
No, I understood what she was asking me to do, and I think
Mhm.
the hips forward a little bit helped,
Mm-hmm.
and drawing your belly towards your spine helped.
Mhm.
I just have a question for you. Do you have to engage them together, or can you engage them separately? Is it okay to do it either way?
You mean, do you have to engage the root bandha and the
First,
second
yeah, and
bandha
then
together?
do you have to or no?
When you engage the second, it almost automatically engages the
Okay,
first.
so you don't have to
But
discuss
not
it.
necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. What about you? Did it work for you, what she described? Did it make sense?
I don't know. I'm not really sure I have the right feeling of what the second bandha feels like.
You're not sure what?
I have the right feeling of what the second. I don't know if I know what this feels like. It's
Yes.
supposed to feel like.
Okay. What about you? Well, how did you feel about it?
I liked everything that she did. That was very helpful. I also like bending the knees. I think somehow when I bend my knees, I can
Oh,
feel
yeah.
my torso better.
That actually makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Bend your
Yes.
knees, it's like to tip your
I
pelvis
wanted it
forward.
to come up a little higher.
Yeah.
But that's the only other thing.
Yeah, I wanted it to come up a little higher too, that the whole
The
musculature.
navel still seems a little low to me.
The beginning
does
of it is
engage
the
it. I did engage it when I followed your cue.
Right.
I do think I was engaging that bandha area,
Yeah,
but somehow the ribs. I needed the ribs to become involved for like a completeness.
yes, and I think that's probably what you were missing, that you wanted it to come up higher.
Yeah.
So when we say higher, this is what we mean. Bring your hands, this is a lion's claw. Bring your hands to the bottom of your rib cage, which is the floating rib in the back. You can feel the bottom of your rib cage. So relax your knees, and that was a very good suggestion to relax the knees. And take a deep breath in, and you'll feel the expansion. And breathe out, and just bring the belly button in. You feel that the movement goes all the way up under the diaphragm. Did you feel that? It does. By starting with the navel, it does bring the whole area in and up under the rib cage.
Yes.
Let's release it and let it go, just keep holding on. And now let's try to do it without mentioning the navel and just roll the belly muscles in and up and see what happens. Relax the knees. Take a deep breath in. And draw the abdominal muscles in and up. It's not as effective. It's not nearly as deep. The navel needs to be part of it. It's almost where it begins, and then it rolls all the way in and out. Does that make more sense, Carol?
Yeah.
Because it is that whole area from the navel to the tip of the sternum is the third chakra. The second chakra is starting with the navel and going across. That's the second chakra. That's called Svadhisthana. That means sweetness. And the root chakra between the genitals and the anus. Muladhara, the root. Muladhara, the root bandha, Mula bandha. Svadhisthana, the second chakra, the sweetness chakra, because that's the first movement. The root chakra is still, it's grounded in the earth. The second chakra is the first movement. And then the third chakra, Manipura, it means gem, it means polished gem, G-E-M, Manipura. So the Uddiyana Bandha for Manipura. So far we've learned how to engage the root, how to engage the solar plexus, and the third lock is in the throat. Do you want to try to guide us through engaging the throat bandha? And do you remember the name of that bandha?
Jalandhara
Beautiful.
bandha.
Jalandhara bandha. Do you know what the name of the chakra is? It's Vishuddha.
Okay.
Vishuddha. Because the heart is Anahata,
Mm-hmm.
and this is Vishuddha. So let's go over, for Sarah and for all of us, let's go over what we've covered so far if we're going to get up to here. There's 7 chakras altogether, right? 7 chakras. And that theme of 7 comes up again and again and again and again in all kinds of cultures and all kinds of mythologies. But tell me, what is the root chakra called? The root chakra. Muladhara. No, Muladhara. You're right. Muladhara. The chakra is called Muladhara. And the bandha? Mula. So tell me again, Sarah, what's the chakra?
Muladhara.
Muladhara. Mula means what? Root. It means root. Mula. Mula. Yeah.
Okay, so we're thinking in terms of a plant, almost.
Yes, you think in terms of a plant. And the second chakra, what's it called?
Svadhisthana.
You know your chakras. Good. And what's the third chakra called?
Manipura.
Manipura. And what's the bandha for the third chakra?
Uddiyana.
Uddiyana. Can you say Uddiyana? Uddiyana bandha.
Do you say Uddiyana or Uddiyana bandha?
You say Uddiyana bandha.
What is Uddiyana?
Pardon?
What does Uddiyana?
I don't know. That's a good question. I brought my dictionary. We'll look it up and see if it has the explanation of Uddiyana bandha. And then the heart chakra is called what? Anahata, which is a beautiful word because it means unbeaten drum. Anahata. All the Sanskrit words have such deep meanings. Anahata, unbeaten drum. So it's a drum, it never stops drumming, it's something as long as you live, it's unbeaten. And then we come to the 6th chakra, which is Vishuddha. And as you said, it's the Jalandhara bandha. So tell us how to engage the Jalandhara bandha.
Well, I'm not sure how to do it standing. I know in the meditation we were laying down and Florence had us push our heads, the back of your head
Yes,
against
yes,
like the ground.
she
So-
did, yes. But I would say that could be improved upon.
Okay.
Because when you're lying down and you're given the instruction to engage the energy in this area simply by pushing the head against the floor, you could just do it like that. So what do you need to add to that?
Tuck the chin.
You need to drop the chin and then bring the head back. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
The dropping the chin is essential to engaging the Jalandhara bandha. If you just throw your head back, you're not going to engage it. So you just needed to add that one more level. Okay, so have us do it standing.
Okay, so like before, I guess you're gonna want to bend your knees, just relax your knees, and you can start to employ the full yogic breath. So breathing deeply, filling the belly and the ribs and the chest. And just take one deep breath. And you could start drawing the breath up even higher, all the way up towards the crown. But on the way there, you can pay more attention to the throat, to Vishuddha, the throat chakra, and tuck the chin on the inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale with the chin tucked, you can try and engage the throat lock there.
And bring us out of it.
When you're ready, you can untuck the chin and slowly lift the head and draw the knees back up.
Good. So, Sarah, how do you think she did? Did it make sense to you?
My problem is that I only can hear about half of what she's saying. Like her voice goes really, really low and the words kind of slur together. And I'm focusing so hard, I'm trying to hear her, that it's a distraction from doing whatever it is that I'm kind of half hearing.
Okay. So,
Which might be, maybe my hearing's a little off.
no, you really touched on her nemesis, right? We've been trying to get her to project a lot more. It's wonderful. She's our youngest student. I think maybe the youngest I've certified people that are your age or younger, but you're certainly the quietest. So I just want you to just give us 2 or 3 lines of what you just gave us, but like 10 times as loud.
Like each word separated from the
Really
word.
project each word, okay? Let's
Do you want me
try.
to do it again?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, you can start with your knees bent
that's it. That's much louder.
and just take a deep breath before we begin. Filling the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And exhale. On the next inhale, draw the energy up towards Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So draw it up towards your throat. When you get there, you can tuck the chin. And then exhale. On the next inhale, draw the air towards your throat and lock the throat chakra, the Jalandhara Bandha.
And that's enough. And that was much louder, wasn't it, Sarah?
Yes, I heard every word.
I heard every word. Did you hear every
I
word?
did.
I heard every word. So that's going to be your intent for the day, because we're talking about teaching methodology.
And old people who need to hear.
Yeah.
Right. And young people sometimes they won't hear either because they're thinking about something else and not really focusing or whatever. But they won't tell you.
Yeah.
They won't tell you. They'll just let it go.
So the same with any age of person. Even more so if you're older, because you don't want people to think, oh, she can't hear it.
Right,
You
she's
know,
just
so
an
they're
old
like,
fart,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Oh, I got you.
Oh, sure. In fact, the other day I was having a discussion with Haley, who sometimes comes to this class, a dear friend of mine, and we were talking about hearing aids, and she was talking about somebody that was talking about that they got hearing aids, and now they could hear that yoga teacher. And Gailey was like, well, I hear everything she says. And then the next time that she went to class, she asked the woman with the hearing aid, well, by the way, what did she say? And she had missed almost all of it, Haley had, but she thought she had it. So hearing and perception is such a big part of yoga. And what happens if you don't project and you don't do it loud enough is what happened to Sarah. She was trying so hard to hear what you said that she couldn't focus on
And I
her
was
own
just kind of
work.
watching you to see if I could get any other kind of clues besides verbal, so that I could at least pretend I was following you.
Because that's one way of teaching is kinetically. You
Yeah.
can demonstrate instead of giving verbal instruction. You can demonstrate, you can give verbal instruction. You can let them experience it and observe. There are different ways to teach, but you want to use them all, right? You want to use all those tools, the verbal, the visual, the kinetic, the oral, all of it. So that's why it's good to get feedback. How am I doing? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So now we have the three. Let's see if we can engage them all together. So let's close the eyes, relax the knees, feel the grounding. Feel the grounding. The weight is equally distributed. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, start by engaging the root bandha, draw the energy in and up, and then the Uddiyana bandha in the solar plexus, continue the energy in and up, and then drop the chin and draw the back of the head up and back. So you have all three bandhas locked. And release it and breathe in. Now ideally when you're teaching it, you'll teach it all on an exhale. Because it's very confusing to try to learn it and still breathing in and out at the same time. So it's good to just do it on an exhale. That's what we just did. We did it on an exhale. So I'm going to ask each of you to lead what I just did as simply as you can. Once, and then we'll go on to salutation to the sun.
So it's
What-
the language is where I'm stuck. Ula Bandha,
Mula Bandha.
Mula Bandha,
Yeah.
Mula
Mula
Bandha.
That's the Kegel.
That's
Mula Bandha is the Kegel. Like
Mm.
lifting the pelvic floor up. Mula
Okay.
Bandha.
But
The
you
thing is
know,
going
listen
up.
to what they say when they describe it. Because if you know what section they're talking about,
right.
you can always say, lift the root, lift the solar plexus, lock the neck. Lock the root, the solar plexus, the throat. The
Alright.
root, the solar plexus, the
That's
throat.
nice. Yeah.
So don't feel like because you don't know Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha that you're going to screw it up. There's
Okay.
always a way to simplify it and make it work for you.
Root, solar plexus. That's root.
Well,
right.
let's say it is root, right?
Right.
Because it's between the genitals and the anus. That's pretty root.
Yeah.
That's the root. That's
The
where it
second
is.
one.
That's literally
You're
that's
forgetting
the first.
one.
That's the first. And then the second one is the solar plexus.
Right.
The sun between the navel and the sternum.
Ah,
That's the
uh-huh.
sun. That's if somebody said I'm going to hit you in the solar plexus, you would know exactly what they mean. That's what knocks the wind out of you if somebody hits you in the solar plexus.
I thought this bone, this bone that comes
That's the
down.
breastbone, the sternum.
It's the sternum.
It's not. It's the sternum. It's not the solar
The
plexus.
solar plexus isn't actually it's not an anatomical part. I asked my chiropractor about this. He said it's actually not like something you'd find on an anatomy chart because it's not like a physical being. It's more of, it's a chakra. It's really just a celestial being. It's not really it's not something like a hand or a foot or an arm or a leg.
It is a sensation
Yeah.
in an area.
In an anatomical area, which would be like here, right?
Yes.
So it's not a bone or a muscle or something that you'd expect.
You won't
And the
you'll
reason-
be able to find it.
Right.
And the reason it's associated with the sun is because it's the part of us that absorbs all the energy from the food. The stomach is right here
Mhm.
on the left. The
Lungs.
liver is right here on the right.
Mhm.
The kidneys are right here in the back. So the food we take, the water that we drink, and also the bottom of the lungs is down there too. So the air that we breathe, the diaphragm is the top of that area, the diaphragm, which is the base of the rib cage. So it has to do with absorbing all those nutrients from the earth. So what?
Nothing, just saying.
What you want to share it?
I can share it, yes.
Okay.
Udi, oh boy, now I'm gonna say Ujjayi breathing. When you put all of your effort into that last exhale, I think the bandha's all engaged.
That's a horse of a different color. We can come back to that.
Okay.
Ujjayi breathing is a wonderful breathing technique, but you don't necessarily have to engage all the bandhas when you're doing the Ujjayi breathing. You can if you want.
I think when you put forth the effort to exhale all the air out at the very bottom of the exhale, it
You're
comes
thinking,
into play.
I think you're thinking of skull shining. I think you're not thinking of the Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi breath is the sounding breath.
Right.
So the sounding breath, the energy is almost equal with the inhale and the exhale. It's not a forceful exhale. It's not an exhale where you really work at the exhale.
Okay.
But you do when you do what we did the other night.
Yeah.
The skull shining, right? The Kapalabhati.
Right, when you actually force the air out.
Then you
Yes.
do engage all three of them.
I think you do,
It's a
yeah.
natural outcome of it, even without layering it on in class.
Right.
You know, you can have people experience it, and then you can say, "Did you notice? Did you notice? Did you notice?"
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they'll have the reaction that Sarah's having right now. It's like, "Wait a minute, I don't understand all this language, and all it's doing is confusing me." So when you brought up, I said, "Share what you're thinking," and so you did. But she was like, "Now what's this?" And we forget that we know so much because we're doing this all the time. But
You're not engaging the throat chakra in Ujjayi breath, right?
are you engaging the throat chakra in your Ujjayi breath? Pretty much.
A little bit, right?
It's the
you
Darth
are.
Vader sound.
You are.
So kind of you are, yeah.
You are. You basically.
But your head isn't tucked. That's the difference.
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, your chin.
But you can do your Ujjayi with the chin slightly tucked. But let's go back to what we were doing. So I think this is very important in teaching
Can
methodology.
you do it once more your way? And
Sure.
Because I want to hear you do it
Sure.
first again.
Okay, but again, we're talking about teaching today, teaching
Yeah.
methodology.
Yeah.
It's very important that once you bring something up, you deal with it, and you deal with it thoroughly. And so, by the same token, it's very important that you don't bring up all kinds of things. Some teachers will do that just to show you how much they know. You know, I mean, it's great that we know all
Right.
these Sanskrit
That's a
words,
big,
but we're there for the
Good call.
student.
yeah.
And the essential thing is their experience. It's not that they begin to memorize all these words.
Why do
okay?
you want to engage all the bandhas?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question. Why do you want to engage all the
What's
bodies?
the point?
It's the psychological, as well as muscular, as well as almost psychic, spiritual line of the energy in the body. And theoretically, it brings all the energy up to the center.
And it balances all the chakras, I'm guessing. Like we were
It
talking about
does.
the
It
other
keeps
day.
them in alignment.
Kundalini.
It balances them.